can feel the ground collapse on me. Feeling the ground collapse on me.
a raucous game 7 to end off the quarterfinals. Now we're stepping into the semifinals. This is where it gets good. This is where the teams make their mark the most. Iwu and I are still going to be here. We're going to be here for this semifinal and then that grand final to determine who gets the big prize of all of those stinking points. But I'm honestly, super, super excited, Iwu, because this is a series that I honestly did not think we would be getting at all. We have got a very low seeded Senators squad that is playing with a sub, and they're just making things happen. They're taking on the number 1 seeded Burnsville Inferno, who have yet to lose on the season. Currently, if you count their bracket up, Iwu, they are 11-0.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, they're untouched right now.
I mean, St. Paul's not really slouching either. I mean, they've made short work of the teams they've played, and I mean, it's kind of at this point, it's kind of two juggernauts go at it. And I mean, I've seen Omaha play. They went to 7 with Hibbing just now, but I think the winner of this goes on and wins it, especially if it's Burnsville. I think a 1 seed eventually has to win a major.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just going to take a look quick at the bracket so everybody has it updated how we got here. Inferno through that top side, Omaha through the bottom side, Knights through the dead center, along with St. Paul through the dead center. But those are your top 4: Inferno, Senators, Knights, and Buffalo. The number 1 seeded Inferno. Got to take a look at the standings once again, but the number 12 seeded St. Paul Senators, number 2 seeded Green Bay Knights, and the number 6 seeded Omaha Buffalo. Omaha was a sleeper pick for Quick, I believe, in his bracket, and also a sleeper pick for a lot of teams. Iwu, do you feel like they can make a major final here?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. I mean, Green Bay's a very tough team, and I mean, they're the 2 seed for the reason their only loss was to Burnsville. So I mean, like, if we could get that rematch in the grand finals, I'd love it. If Omaha pulls off that upset, I'd love it. I mean, I think both semifinals are going to be absolutely amazing. I would love to be able to watch both of them. But let's get underway here. Game 1 of the semifinal. St. Paul in the blue. It is Burnsville in the orange. And yeah, St. Paul with a sub. I didn't even realize they had a sub.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Was talking to Cole, Iwu, Cole, their normal third, was talking to him about this weekend, and he said they were super confident, even with Nick on the field. It felt like Nick fits in really well with this roster, and so far it's working its way. But semifinal number 1, like Iwu said, Inferno on that orange side, St. Paul the blue side, as they're the lower seeded team, as Zodak will pick the bottom left corner, and a great start for Burnsville.
Yeah, what a start. It was just a bit of a mistouch by Nick. Didn't really get the second touch he wanted, and Zodak absolutely slots it. I think that's the biggest thing for St. Paul. You have to avoid these mistakes because unlike some of the teams you might have played already, Burnsville is not going to make these mistakes, and they're not going to let any irregularities pass.
I don't feel like they're going to let anything easy come through, let alone even a clean shot. They're one of the best teams at cutting out the midfield using their boost. And you see it right here as Notice still on the ball, going to fall on top of this. Crispy has to really respect that Notice is going to touch that, because even if he doesn't touch it, the outplay comes out as Burnsville have caught St. Paul with handing the cookie jar, and a 2-0 advantage for Burnsville off the infield pass.
Yeah, great 50 by Zodak. Bomber just absolutely does Sean, and Nick not back in time. Good start for Burnsville, going about the way you expected a 1 versus 12 to normally go. But the St. Paul team, they're here for a reason, and they want to prove that to everybody on the mainstream. Still plenty of time. Sean clears it into the corner, but Burnsville just playing so fast. They're just smothering the ball every time. They're getting demos, getting bumps. I mean, this is just beautiful to watch. And Zodak, a 3rd goal. We're a minute and a half in, and it's looking very dangerous for St. Paul.
Yep, and great drop down pass, Brummer and Zodak. These 3 really mesh super well. Just scrimming them before warm up, they looked great. They're played the way that they play and the pace that they play at, it feels like they're all three the same player. And I know talking to Bomber that he feels super confident that they can be in any series. It doesn't feel like they're ever going to be out of a series. And I mean, you're seeing that. None of them are awkward on any play. I mean, there are plays where St. Paul will catch them out, but what this Inferno team is so good at is their structure is great, but when you have a launch of a shot all the way down the field, a great pass from Crispy as he finds Nick on the far side, you know, if you have structure, it doesn't matter there, Iwu.
Yeah, a little bit of crack in the foundation of the defensive structure of Burnsville, but Nick just with a beauty of a shot. It's a big goal to get him started early, almost a no-go. Bomber just does see it wide as Sean goes up, sends it towards the back wall. Can he shoot from it? He won't. Or he will. I mean, he's going to find the target. No, it is up, but Nick, oh my God, just off. But Sean buries it. We have a series on our hands.
We have a game on our hands. We do have a series on our hands. God damn it. Nick off that backboard decides to just, you know, play the missing game, because, you know, at the end of the day, Iwu, if it doesn't hit the net, maybe the other team can't read it not hitting the nets, and that's exactly what happens. But great follow-up from Sean, the third man likely for this St. Paul team a majority of the time. Nick also a third man. They really let Crispy have a lot of the space and the boost on the ball. He's the guy who's going to be the problem for Burnsville, is what I would say. As a massive challenge from him midfield. Bomber lining up a double. And, you know, one thing that I would really have to highlight is Bomber, his rise to becoming one of the best structure players in Premier at the moment has been absolutely unreal with this Burnsville team. Is having really his best season. Granted, it's only his second, I believe, but last season was challenger, made land, got top 4, lost to the eventual champions, the Bemidji Lumberjacks, but was the leader of a challenger roster, found himself picked up Iwu in Premier, and he's really making the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not all too familiar with Premier or, I mean, a ton of history, but listen, this is kind of my first year. I've been here for a bit.
This is your rookie year. Well, we're just working you in. We're just working you in. Yeah,
we'll be there.
I got you. We'll get there. But, you know, once we hit land, you'll know everything. I mean,
I'll be ready.
Oh, you're locked. I mean, we got. I mean, this is the end of split number 1. We're in like the height of the season. You know, we're starting that second trade window in one day. It starts tomorrow. Technically tonight at midnight is when it opens, but the 26th of May is when that second trade window opens. It feels like we just ended the first one, Iwu, and
it really does. Honestly.
Yeah. And that's because we extended the first one too. But yeah.
I do like the double trade window, but oh man, there's some teams, more so at Rising Star, where they make a change. Oh, this should be a goal. Oh, good save by Crispy. But they made a change, and then you get like 2 weeks a major, and if you don't like it, you got to change again. And it's very cutthroat.
It is.
But I really do like it. Notice just why. But I mean, St. Paul, they've been hanging in the series after that 3-goal flurry. Nick for me has been outstanding this game, and you highlighted Crispy earlier. If Crispy can get it going, I mean, I've seen the St. Paul team play before. They are very dangerous, even with a sub. At this point, I don't even feel like Nick's a sub.
No, I feel
like he's just that guy. And I mean, St. Paul, they've caused a couple upsets. This would be the biggest of the bunch, and they might not take game 1 here, but it would just be their second loss, I believe, on the day. So, and it's been an incredible run of form for them. Inferno looking to end it as they will take game 1.
They took down the team that I really thought would make a run here. Des Moines, they 4-0'd the number 5 seed Duluth Superiors. Granted, that was a very weak Duluth, not having their full roster. And then they took on Des Moines, who I think everybody had them making the semis at least with their run. And St. Paul beating Des Moines in 5, only giving up 1 game. And this is their second loss of the day, Iwu. And I don't know what they did against that Des Moines team, but they figured something out here. I will say they won the second half of this game. I mean, despite losing it, they outplayed Burnsville in the latter half of this game. I firmly believe that if we get this game too, if we get a lead for St. Paul, they're going to win it.
Yeah, it's kind of been the trend of most of our games on stream today, at least, where the team that scores first does normally win, and there's been some comebacks, but I just feel like the defense as soon as they score a goal, especially in the major compared to the regular season, you just lock in so much more. And I mean, St. Paul, besides that first minute and a half, they really did. I mean, they looked the better team. They played better. And it's just about avoiding early deficits for them, especially when you are the lower seed.
Yeah. You really can't get in your own head. I think avoiding early deficits is the best way you could say that. It's about, not allowing this number one seeded team to just get ahead, and then you're constantly chasing them. That's a big miss from Burnsville, and a crack in their armor for a second as the demo comes through. Crispy will confirm it, but Zodak no boost. Just can't make contact on it. And St. Paul, like I said, have the lead.
Yeah, well, it's time to test that theory.
Yeah, for
we'll see,
for sure.
But a lot of time.
For sure.
Probably not what you expected, a goal that early to come, but a good infield pass was cut out. And I really like what Crispy did on that goal. I believe he got the demo as well, and then taps it in. But it was off the ball play, and a little bit of help from Zodak missing. But hey, misses are gonna happen, and it's on you to take advantage of them. It's something that Burnsville capitalized on in game 1, and something St. Paul looked to do here in game 2 as we go under 4 minutes. So the lead intact still. A whiff there. Notice, I don't know where I'm going with this, but let me reset. Bomber off, he flies into the back wall. Sean sends it up long. Zodak controls at a 50 into the corner. Missed there. And I feel like it's been the theme of today for me, at least when I've been watching. The one team just gets boost starved the entire series. And maybe these teams break the mold as Zodak goes up. Sean meets them, and Sean's defense has been outstanding for the most part. You called him that third man, and he's living up to that. It's someone that, hey, you build a brick wall in front of net, it's not going to matter who's on the other side.
Exactly. And I was looking back. It's Crispy. Ooh. That got really, really close to becoming a 2-goal advantage now for St. Paul. That pop's going to go mids. Notice is there. Crispy flies in as Bomber lining up a double. He's got it. And that is just clinical from the Burnsville Inferno.
Yeah, otherworldly from Bomber. Sean almost did get a piece on this. The power slide just killing his momentum to where he couldn't get into or onto the goal line to make the save. But so St. Paul surrenders the lead for now as Zodak versus Nick. Nick has to make a play, a huge 50. Bomber does tap it in, but that was all Zodak. Nick tried his best, and those are the situations you want to avoid.
Yep. You don't want to be 1v1ing any of these Inferno players. It just seems like they're all really, really solid on the ground, especially dangerous in the air, as we've seen from Bomber, but very solid ground playing team. One of the tougher to play against really just seems like they always have a touch. Is Sean. He's got 2.5 left, but that one had to find the back of the net.
It's gonna be a missed open net on the stream.
There it is.
But he gets it back.
Yeah.
But that shot was not easy. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it was scoreable just from where he was coming. He had no boost and he had to kind of wrap around the ball. But hey, he scored anyways. So also St. Paul scored first and they did give up the lead, but the second half of the game has started. So if they could score first in the second half and win, that counts, right?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely counts. It's
We'll
Nick.
just do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to live up to what we're talking about the whole time. The moniker is definitely here. And Sean, great ceiling touch. Catches notice. Little too far up on that backboard. It wasn't going as high as he thought. And 3-2 advantage for the Senators, as these two teams did play week number 1. And I mean, obviously we talked about Burnsville having a perfect record, so we know who won that, but identical rosters. Nick was subbing for what was Caden at that point, who was not playing for St. Paul, as he was unavailable, but
Oh, Sean.
identical rosters as Sean misses
All right,
the open
I
net.
can't
Okay,
defend
yeah,
that. I can't
he's gonna
defend
hit the
that.
next
Yeah.
one. I mean, he's gonna score this next one. Watch. I mean, it's just gonna happen.
Actually,
Or Crispy's gonna
Crispy
do
will
it.
score.
But
Yeah.
these two teams did play each other. Identical rosters. It went to 5. Burnsville got the better of St. Paul, but I do remember this series. It was on stream, and St. Paul had it won quite a bit. So, I mean, they had plenty of chances to put Burnsville to bed, but I mean, will they be able to rewrite history here? It's a longer series. We were going to 7, a best of 7, but hopefully we are going to 7. But Sean, I really think he wants that open net back, because that would have been a 2-goal advantage, and you need as much confidence as you can going against a team that has not received a loss on the season. Crispy though will make up for it, as he puts the lead to 2 with about 60 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they do get the goal they rightfully deserve. So they do get the 2-goal lead, and Crispy gets his second. I mean, Nick and Sean are playing great, regardless of the open net misses. Sean is still playing very good. He's getting himself into open net situations. It's just everything else after, and I mean, Crispy's probably their best player, and I'd say he's done, quote unquote, the least so far in this series. So if he can turn it on like how I've seen him do it, it's going to be tough for Burnsville. It's really going to be tough. And teams with a perfect record this season in majors, it was a top 8 for the Green Bay Knights and Rising Star. And did Challenger have an undefeated team?
No.
Because either way, I mean, they wouldn't have won anyways, because that final was
Yeah, they did not.
insane.
St. Paul was 7-1. Nick was a part of that roster, but no, they were not. There was no perfect team in Challenger. But for now, St. Paul, the Senators in Premier, have put up 5 on the Burnsville Inferno, who, I mean, Zodak just looks lost on that turn and is not able to make contact. 11 seconds left, and I think Burnsville's going to move on from this game and understand that, you know, St. Paul's playing good today. It's going to be a long series.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're Burnsville, a 3-goal loss is probably looking better than it probably should be.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a tie series, and St. Paul's outplayed Burnsville so far in the series.
Yeah.
It's a 1-1 series score, but St. Paul has looked outstanding.
Yeah, especially on that defensive end, despite giving up, you know, the 2 clean looks to Bomber. Bomber's double tap was incredible, but I really just think that overall Sean and Crispy look good today. It seems like it's their day. Will that continue though as we move into game number 3? Iwu and I are gonna check back in with you guys here in a second, but yeah, it honestly is going to be, can St. Paul continue the run that they've made as the 12 seed? I mean, they're already getting a bunch of points. We saw, I mean, the 5 seed losing quarters, getting no points. We saw, you know, my team losing quarters, getting no points, the 8 seed. We saw the 3 seed, losing in quarters, getting no points. Anything is possible for this St. Cloud team or St. Paul team, but I think now going into game number 3, St. Paul, it is their chance to take control of the series. Iwu.
Yeah. I mean, this would be a huge game. Now, to be fair, they might, if we're going to follow trends, they want to lose this game, because both teams that have won game 3 lose the series.
Yep.
You guys won game 3, and
Hibbing won game 3. Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see. Hey, maybe they're just different. I mean, they're already trying to break what would be a perfect season and a perfect split for Burnsville if they do end up winning this series and winning the major. But I mean, it'd be an upset. I don't feel like St. Paul's even a 12 seed. I feel like they're better than that. They got unlucky when they lost in 5 to Burnsville. I mean, that game goes the other way. They're not a 12 seed.
Exactly.
And so I think they're underseeded. There's a lot of good teams at Premier that are underseeded. You could tell by how the bracket's gone and one shot by Zodak.
Top bins is Notice fakes out Nick. Crispy flipping back. You see both Crispy and Sean, no boost. They can't even make a save. They can't even touch the ball. As that one will get Inferno the lead, and we're staying true to what St. Paul need to do because they need to lose this game if they want to win the series, courtesy of how the other 2 series have gone. But still plenty of time, about 4 minutes to go. And St. Paul want to get it done and want to knock out this Burnsville team that is still perfect on the season. Haven't lost, like I said. I'm trying not to jinx it as much as I can, but it's hard not to talk about the fact that they're playing their best Rocket League to start this season. Their first split has been great. They're going to have a decent seed going into the rest of the season, but I mean, with how many other teams that have lost out that are high seeds, they gotta be feeling great about this series, because if they win this, they're just extending their lead even more than other teams. But that touch is not going to be good for them to deal with, as they will communicate, get it done. As still got 3 minutes left, and semifinal number 1 is not at a 1 game apiece.
Oh, do it.
Ooh.
Oh, close by Crispy. Now, my numbers could be off just because of game differential or whatever, but if St. Paul does win this series, they immediately jump into at least 5th place. And, I mean, that puts you in a land spot, in a great spot for the second half of the season, where you can have, I mean, a 500 season or so, and
Still make land.
pop off a major, you make a win. I mean, dude, this is such a big series for both teams because, I mean, Burnsville wants to increase their lead, which Green Bay probably has other plans. That was close. I mean, St. Paul are getting very close to finding the back of the net. No goals so far for them. Crispy, a good touch, but that pass down. Notice. Oh, what a save by Crispy.
Still the guy
towards net. Nick, a good save as he has to come across. Nick on the wall. Does get one touch, but it just gives it away to Notice. He's up. Crispy gets one. Bomber, the shot, sends it high. Zodak won't miss his second. And Burnsville firing back in game 3.
I think Crispy wanted one more on that. Had no boost. Sean stuck in the net. I think Sean did have some. He did. Had half a tank at least or more, and no contact on that play from anybody from St. Paul. Is Crispy the only one to even hit the ball? And I mean, Burnsville, they're not going to make the same mistake twice. I mean, this is one team that they are tough to get the ball by, but also when they get the chance, they take advantage. There's a minute and a half to go. Nick off that backboard. St. Paul, they were physical in that 5th game. You see them trying to do it, or that 2nd game, excuse me. You see them trying to do it again, as they were physical in the series to begin the season. And you have to think, if Burnsville loses that, do they even start out with a great record? I mean, they would be 0-1 to start the season. I can't imagine they obviously wouldn't be 8-0, but I can't imagine they'd be 7-1. As I mean, your mental would be not great to start the season with a Game 5 loss, but
yeah,
look at St. Paul. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look at St. Paul, who have really stepped up and in this major, and it's really going to pay off, like you talked about. They're going to get some points that are going to help them out, as I forgot to mention Fargo also losing in quarters, so they're not going to get really a lot of points either. But unbelievable turn of events here for Premier this weekend, Evo.
Yeah, kind of. I'm disappointed I wasn't able to cast the other 2 majors, but man, I got my money's worth today because holy, Honestly, all three majors have not really gone how you'd expect. And I mean, that's what happens when it's single elim. It's just one bad series. And that's why I think the second major is going to be very fun. But, oh man, I love the chaos that this brings. And because, I mean, there's even teams like Minneapolis and Rising Star where they're good, but they were so wishy-washy from week to week. They found their foot and they made a major they made a major final. It just takes one
good day.
Run.
Yeah.
One good day, a few good hours, and you put yourself in such a great spot. I mean, the Duluth Rising Star team won the major and they all left. Like, so I don't know. It's I love it. I love the major. This is peak Rocket League right here, as the Senators are gonna have to. They lost the game, so we'll see what happens. But Burnsville looked very, very good as we go to Game 4. Will Burnsville tighten their grip on this series, or are we getting once again a 2-2 Game 5?
I think we're going to get a close game nevertheless, but honestly, this could be, the bar that breaks the camel's back. I don't think that's the expression, but this could be the game where Burnsville breaks out and breaks away from St. Paul. But I mean, St. Paul kept it close to end that game, but it was just a couple mistakes and a couple great shots from Burnsville that put them through. As the Inferno haven't won really much since that season 6 win with that fabled roster, and it's won a completely different roster. But I mean, they're playing some great Rocket League in this season 9, and they're looking like the #1 team for a reason. But I think though that they have shown cracks, and that Game 5 against St. Paul, the first game of the season, showed cracks. But that touch gonna go right to Zodak, and Zodak continues his scoring streak.
Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal, scoring in 3 out of 4 games so far. And for Burnsville, when they've gotten the lead, they have not given it up easily at all. For St. Paul, they didn't look that threatening in Game 3. They didn't have the same punch that they did in the first 2 games, even with the Game 1 loss. It's just it lacked the tip of the spear, so per se, as Notice does miss. Nick kind of just waffling around in the air. Zodak does steal the boost. Notice off the corner. Crispy's awkward as well. I have no idea what's happening in front of the blue net as that shot rings wide. It's a back pass. Nick tries to cut it out. That will go to Crispy. He has to take a 50. Nick a backline demo, but Crispy getting kind of tickled in the other guy's car. Zodak towards the net. Nick will save a good 50, and Burnsville keeping the pressure up for the moment.
Sidewall touch. Bomber off that ceiling. Has one more flip. Is anyone home to shoot it? It is. Notices he can't hit it. It was a good lineup, but can't put it to bed as Nick off his backboard. No boost to his name. Has to play this ball with Sean. The 50 is right there, and Crispy will have it away. Bomber gonna wait out of that, though. No boost in that corner, and Notice will collect at the midfield line. He is dangerous with the ball in his hands. You don't want to give him any space. Either Zodak as well. Both of these players have really revamped their gameplay in this season 9. Just, talking to people who spoke to them about their previous history in MCS. They both have a lot of success, Iwu, but it was under a different play style. And everybody that I've talked to has said they've sped up, and they've decided that they're sick of getting beat to the ball, or jumped on immediately. As Sean lines up a flip reset, giving a Nick, as Crispy, third man back, will have to collect, and not a ton of boost to his name, but we'll make the touch as Bomber lines up one more for Notice to collect. But Nick, monster clear down the field, may have a shot chance, but again, St. Paul just can't bust through this Burnsville D.
Yeah, I feel like that's really good testament to the structure, and especially Bomber. I don't feel like the double tap was nasty, but I feel like he's been just so good, and we're talking about Notice and Zodak a lot, as Notice does get the goal. But he's done everything they need him to, and if you need him to pop off, he'll do it.
Yeah.
He's that guy when you need him to be, but he's also just such a good system player that it's just so easy to play around. It just has to be. What a bump by Sean. There's no shot. Nick was beat. I don't really think Nick had the angle either. Notice bangs it downfield. Sean was going for boost. He'll get it back. It looked on for a second. Zodak just launches it forward. Nick and Notice 50, or just
Open net.
trying to get there. Sean, the shot again.
There it
It's
is.
a goal for Nick, though. They do get it anyways. Would have been another bad miss if they cannot find the goal there. Nick does slot it home with the help of Notice. But 1:30 to play. St. Paul need a goal. If they want a chance in this series, they have to win this game.
Yeah, this is a do or die. As looking at the other side of the bracket,
miss.
that is a massive miss on the side of the Inferno. Crispy gonna touch it off the backboard, and Notice can't make contact, and Crispy takes that all day, and will tie the game at 2 goals apiece. Massive comeback for St. Paul because they need this game. This is the killer if they do not get it. Straw that breaks the camel's back is that's what I was looking for. Is Sean off the backboard. Notice this time does make contact, but can't get it. As looking at the other side of the bracket, Green Bay 26 seconds away from making the final. They have a 3-1 advantage over Omaha in the series, and they are 2-1 up with 20 seconds now in that one. Is that one probably over? I don't know, but Green Bay more than likely going to see the winner of this series. But shout out to Omaha for making the run, as you know they looked incredible. But 50 seconds here left, and what do we get from this St. Paul team? Can they close this comeback out? Iwu.
Yeah. Oh wait, Nick.
Oh.
Oh, what a touch! I noticed. Notice probably just saved their skin, and he will do it himself. He's gets the 50. Crispy just gets a piece of it. Zodak there. Bomber towards the backboard. Notice up. Crispy's so awkward, but he makes the save. 24 seconds. Pressure still mounting, but a good beat by Sean. Nick gets the touch out. This should buy them some time, but Crispy has to go. He beats Zodak, and Crispy it's fired towards that. Notice again, sweeping through. Sean off the ceiling. Sean, what a drop down pass. Where's it at?
Crispy.
Can he slot it? High. Nick.
No!
Woo!
It's still up, and
just
they're not
wiped
out yet.
up.
It's still up. Crispy to
Crispy.
Sean. It's off the corner. Nick's going to keep it up. They want to recenter. Crispy is there. Nick has no boost. And notice.
Oh my god.
We'll save Burnsville's back for now. So they will not get scored on at 0 seconds, but I mean St. Paul got awfully close. As Zodak will stay on this ball. He's going to dunk his own teammate. No boost. He can't follow up. They got to communicate now as Bomber doesn't have a ton. He's going to give the ball away in midfield, and that touch going to go. Sean, double tap out of the corner, finds Nick. Can't get it as Notice cuts it out once again, and Burnsville defense is huge for them, but they get
what a
dunked.
dunk.
Sean is there.
Sean.
It might just go, and it will. As St. Paul is even the series at 2 games apiece.
What a game this was. Sean leaves the match immediately. Clearly not happy with something. Brother, you just scored the winner. Keep the car.
As,
Oh man.
yeah,
Senators.
heck of a game. Heck of a game from, yeah, what did Inferno? No, the Inferno didn't win. The Senators won. That's goofy. Why it's doing that to me, but here. There. See, they won. That's 5 demos from Nick on that game. As yeah, that series ending off, or the game ending off, not the series. The series ending off for this Green Bay side and Omaha side. I believe Green Bay did win in 5, so the winner of this gets Green Bay in the final. But I mean, what do you expect? The 2 seed taking on the 1 seed. I mean, we're living up to the moniker as we are going to go to game number 5. I mean, what is what are you looking for? I'm looking for a step up game again from St. Paul, but their defense still is very awkward.
Yeah, the defense has not really been there, and honestly, it's been Crispy as kind of the guy on defense. Sean's been the attacker. It's like they switched controllers or something.
Yeah.
They've swapped bodies, to say the least, as Crispy looks for the double. Notice will make this touch. And yeah, I don't know. The defense, they don't feel like they're playing as a unit. And that's the biggest thing, as Nick will have time. Zodak stuck in net. Nick will not get it past Zodak. What a touch by Bomber. Sean will go. Crispy was kind of awkward, but he does go. No boost, though. That mid was stolen. So Sean, nothing. Crispy gets the demo. Can he turn? It was hit away. Nick will control. Deals the corner. Gets a good 50. And honestly, I want to more for Burnsville. They had that early flurry of goals, but
no boost.
Burnsville has not been able
He's no boost.
Ooh, might have needed a better shot, but Crispy has 50 in the tank. Drops it middle to nobody. But Burnsville has not been able to close out games. They have not been the most convincing 1 seed ever. Yeah, I don't know. St. Paul has been able to just claw back, and they've looked the best at the end of every single game.
Yeah, I really think claw back is what we're looking at. As I want to take a look at Burnsville's season so far. They have gone to, their first 3 series wins were all game 5s. Not to mention the week after that, they had a game 4 win and 2 game 4 wins, actually. The week after that, it was a game 5 win. So the majority of their wins have been game 5s, and Sean wants nothing to do with that, as that dunk is going to go all the way down the field. St. Paul with the lead in game 5. Can they hang on to it, though, is the biggest thing, Iwu, because I feel like their strength so far has been through Sean and Crispy making the plays on the offensive end, winning the 50s, and allowing Nick to just run free and go rampant on the field. As notice, we'll have that clear. No boost to his name. A testing shot from St. Paul. As they're going to keep up the pressure, as Sean is going to turn away from this, look to maybe challenge it, but Nick's got his back covered as Burnsville setting up a push.
Pass.
The demo comes through, and Nick, though, has it covered as Crispy was deleted from the field. That was a great lineup pass. Beautiful layering from Burnsville to find something and put it together.
Yeah, Crispy does beat out 2 on the 50 there. Nick should have no problem with this. A great touch to allow him to get that follow-up. Bomber flipping. Nick almost got the bump that would have let St. Paul in for a potential second. Sean, a great touch, and Sean has been... Sean's been great. What is happening? Nick will finish it and end the little party we had going on in net. Notice missing Bomber. There's not much Bomber could do there.
Yeah. You can't really expect your teammate to miss that clean on the backboard, especially with how much boost Notice had. He wasn't a good spot to hit it, but just couldn't make contact. And can't fault Bomber for, having faith in Notice to hit the ball. But now off this side corner, Crispy. Good testing shot, but St. Paul really just their defense stiffening up here in the latter half of this series. It's gotten better and better as the series have gone on, but their offense too has been great. Sean out of the corner, off the corner boost steal. Will leave Burnsville literally starving, caught between a rock and a hard place, as Notice will have to save that off that corner. Nick is there, but won't make contact. Notice bails out Burnsville again.
Oh, that's not a great touch by Crispy, but
the demo.
What a touchdown field. Zodak will collect. Now Burnsville, the team on the back foot, having to come back where they have not been really able to most of the games. And a double commit, a huge one at that. Crispy does get the touch, but the net's open. If someone could shoot, no one in line. And Notice again, he's been shaky. He's been kind of the weaker link for Burnsville. A couple just unfortunate misses. As Crispy towards net. As I say that, Notice makes a good save to keep him in it. Under 90 seconds to play. And a chance for St. Paul to really tip the scales in their favor and take a 3-2 series lead.
They've completely controlled game 5. They controlled the latter half of game 4. About the last 2.5 minutes of it, and you saw what they did. They came back as Zodak is demoed on the far side. Not a ton of help here for this Burnsville offense, and as a result, they get dunked. And Zodak, right off that spawn, has to make contact on the ball. Can't even do that as his teammates no boost. As a result, off the corner steal from Crispy, as Nick pop touch. won't be able to get a reset, but
Oh, what a
sits in
50.
front of the
Nick!
ball and just muscles his way through.
You are disgusting. Yam time for Nick. Dunks one, finishes it off. 3-0 St. Paul, and they might just do it.
As Burnsville have got to figure it out right now, or go to game 6 and figure it out. But game 5 dominated by the Senators. The 12 seed looks to take it all and go to that major final. But so far, it is Burnsville that still, I feel like, have the leg in this series in the long game. But their offense has fallen flat. St. Paul has figured it out on the defensive half. That's what we were looking for. And honestly, I thought that if they could figure it out, they'd be hard to beat, dangerous, as Crispy and the boys really getting it done here. Is, you know, what a step up series from Nick and Sean. You know, you look to Crispy to be your superstar, but I mean, you honestly, with a sub, even Sean as well, you don't expect those guys to be the ones putting away the goals, but that's the case here. Game 5 to St. Paul, as I hit the button too early, but that's okay because Nick is going to have the clear, and they are going to kill it down on the ground.
Got another goal, but
It was almost another goal, but regardless, St. Paul 1 game away from doing the unthinkable.
yeah, I mean that game felt like St. Paul was the 1 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, Crispy, he's the superstar player, and I mean, he's doing what superstars do. He's just not getting the stats for it, if that makes sense. Nick and Shaw have stepped up, but I think they've just been, as a unit, they've been, if not the best team in this major so far.
As we're going to go to a game number 6. Burnsville, what do you got left? I mean, what do you got left? Because St. Paul is 1 game away from getting it done. As Burnsville, their offense has been great. I mean, through all season, it's been solid. They've been taking down team after team. As this St. Paul defense really done the job here. Backboard touch. Sodak's there, but he hits the crossbar, and now it's a counterattack. Crispy running interference. Sean the reset. It's going to go off. As Notice will have the save, but the flip came out from Nick. It's just Crispy. He's caught out. It's open for Notice. At 20 seconds in, Burnsville has scored on the 1v1.
Yeah, Notice pays it all back for the few misses. If he can step it up right here and force a game 7, it's going to be Burnsville, I think. But they still have to survive a long time. Sean, what a shot. He rips it. Crispy went. Nick last back, a good touch by him. Should be fine. Zodak, a bounce shot. Crispy goes up again. Bomber with the infield pass to Notice.
Whoa!
What a save. It was a bit off, but still the touch away to keep it out of danger. Zodak goes missing. Bomber on the wall, was just waiting, a good touch away. Nick waiting to pounce. It's a whifty demoed for that. Yeah, don't miss the ball again.
Yeah.
Crispy gives it up. Bomber with the air dribble. Sean. This game, we're only a minute in, and it feels so like there's so much riding on every single touch.
Whoa.
Zodak, an awkward double. Not something I think he wanted. Bomber starts from his own right wall. No reset. Does get the dunk and the bump. Nick is awkward. Crispy on no boost. Has to play it out. Nick there. He gets the full. Plays it middle. Sean can't go. Notice. Off the wall. He gets one. Crispy does get the beat. Sean a good pinch away. And now it's Burnsville. They finally look like how they did in games 1 and 3. It just took them
what a clear.
What a clear. It just took an absolute drubbing in game 5 for them to finally wake up, I think.
Yeah, a kick in the mouth is what it took from St. Paul. I mean, Crispy's been pretty selfless for his teammates this series, leaving them a ton of corner boosts. That's why he's been empty for quite a bit, as he's been the pad person in that St. Paul side. As Nick will get that 50. Still the 1-goal advantage for Burnsville, looking for 2. Notice, double touch off the backboard, and it will be turned away. Nick off that sidewall trying to find something for Crispy, but now Nick and Sean have to communicate. Not a ton of boost for Sean as that's all he can do. Notice off that backboard. Bomber, double touch, chance, has the flip, but can't get it by St. Paul, who right on the goal line. The pitch goes all the way in front. Zodak's still there. Wants to keep up the offense for Burnsville as they're still riding on this game 6. Got to force 7 in order to get through and beat St. Paul, but St. Paul still surviving in their half, but no boost for them. Bomber will have a chance shut down by Sean. As St. Paul, their defense pushed to the limit here in game 6.
Save. Yeah, there's that defense that we were so praiseworthy of in game 5 that they're up against it. And thank goodness that they've found, their defensive form, because I feel like Burnsville probably deserve more than just 1 goal.
For sure. I feel like Burnsville should have found the back of the net at least twice now. As it should be a 2-0 advantage. Maybe
A
might
chance,
be
though. Bomber.
Oh boy. Bomber can't put that one on target, but
awkward.
it will go in. Zodak, follow up 2-goal advantage for the Inferno. As that touch really caught Crispy out. He had no boost. He kind of panicked on his goal line. And for St. Paul, the game is still not out of your reach. But the big problem here, Iwu, is Burnsville team has found life again after being completely shut down in that 5th game. And now into game 6, they look like the Burnsville Inferno that are 8-0 on the season. But for St. Paul, game's not over yet. You can still find something. What a pass from Crispy. Better shutdown save from Notice, but that was a dime and a half that almost found the back of the net. They may have caught Inferno out here as the bump came in, but the save comes in from Bomber, has Burnsville's back, and will make that save. Say 60 seconds left, looking like a 3-goal advantage. Notice will confirm it.
Yeah, Notice has been great in this game 6. He's been shaky, but he turns it on when they needed him the most. And we're going to get, more than likely, we're going to get a game 7. Now, St. Paul and Green Bay have also played. It was a Green Bay 3-1 victory. And, I mean, honestly, Green Bay might be the best team in prep. Burnsville hasn't lost, but Green Bay, your only loss being to the undefeated 1 seed. And in 5, I mean, they've dominated that lower bracket. They've been outstanding today. Definitely the most dominant team today.
I mean, I don't want Burnsville to lose. I'm sorry, Brian. I really do want them to continue their streak, but I mean, how can you not want an underdog like this to win? As St. Paul has made the run and really done the job through getting themselves a great seed going into the second split, but also just winning the games that they need to win. As they aren't going to win this one, though. Looking like a 4-0 goal line, but won't happen here. 3-0 win for the Inferno. Maybe they want 4. I don't know. Crispy towards the net. It will hit the ground. And Iwu, for the culture, we're going to go to game 7.
Yeah, back-to-back game 7s on the mainstream. I'm excited. I really think this can go either way. The entire lobby is dying with ping right now. But I don't know. Whoever wins this, I do not think they will be the favorite in the final, because they've played 7 games of Rocket League, and you just have to go and get right back into it against a Green Bay team that just dismantled Omaha. So we'll see. But all that matters right now is St. Paul going to end the perfect split dreams for Burnsville?
I think they're going to come pretty darn close, but I mean, honestly, I really think this St. Paul team has done the job. They have done so well in this series to just give themselves a chance. You know what I mean? Like, even if they're the 12 seed, they really have shown that they can win and that they can beat the top teams. I mean, I think this is absolutely incredible for them, but Notice was in the bathroom, so we're going to wait just for a couple seconds here. But game 7 coming up, semifinal 1. as that other semifinal has already been determined. Green Bay did take it over Omaha in 5 or 5, maybe 6. I can't remember. I think it was 5, but yeah, but I still a solid, solid showing for Omaha. They got into the top 4, shows that they can, beat the top teams. But I mean, shout out to Hibbing too. Who would have thought the 14 seed would be taking a top 4 team to a game 7 and honestly could have easily won it, but still waiting on Bomber. He is using the restroom as Nick is as well. As these guys got a couple minutes here for just for the culture, but honestly, I think this is going to be a game 7 for the ages. But we're in for a treat as we are going to game number 7 incoming indeed, Nick, as we're going to kick it off. Here we go, Ewu.
Yeah, game 7, Champions Field. I love it. And what's even crazier about just this weekend in general, St. Paul can make the final, and they wouldn't even be the lowest seed. We've had a 11, a 13, one out of 12 seed. Just get all 3 of them. And now I did not get to watch a lot of Challenger last night, but that St. Cloud run, I mean, it looked good from the numbers.
It was incredible. Yeah.
I mean, I've got to play with those guys when I was on St. Cloud. I'm not that surprised by it. They've just never really had their full team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, honestly, I kind of feel that's where these runs come from for the most part, because you have to play with subs and you don't ever have your full roster, so you fall down the standings, but you're better than that.
Yeah.
And they play like it. So, St. Cloud 13th seed final run. They didn't win, but they
gave that gave the opponents their run for their money. They gave Rochester a run for their money, but so far nobody's striking it in game 7. Though St. Paul on the offense, no boost for them as Bomber will get that touch over Nick. There's no boost here. No boost. Sean, nothing in his tank. It's gonna bounce in, and Crispy, he had it saved, but Zodak was sitting in the way. Oh man.
That's so I mean, that's a huge goal. A now 4-goal swing. The kickoff goal falls in for Notice. Crispy went for the bump. He missed. Nick turns upfield. We've seen that before.
Yeah, we indeed have. Yeah.
Oh man.
Do not give them life.
Yeah.
As they
a double demo.
Yeah.
Notice Zodak can't get around it. Bomber kind of leaked into that corner for a bit. Oh, he sees Notice. Can he slot it? No, not at all. Now Sean versus Zodak. He tries to find Nick. It was a good pass. Crispy there for the shot. It's just wide. And St. Paul, there's plenty of time left, but you want to go for the momentum. You do not want to. If they get scored on again, you're looking at 3 goals in 3 minutes. Less now, but it's doable. It's just not probable against this Burnsville team.
Yeah, and I mean, they did come back down 2-0 in that game number 4 as Nick has a monster clear. Notice. Oh, unfortunate double touch. Crispy's there, but it's shut down. Zodak having a huge game number 7 as him and Notice combined to get the ball out. And 2.5 still left, but that game 4, it was a comeback from St. Paul. They were down 2-0, as that's going to maybe go. The bump came through, but it's just not on target. Crispy again pressing forward as Sean has to get something to go here with 2 minutes to go. Still plenty of time, but again, Burnsville on a counterattack and not a ton of boost for St. Paul to work with.
Yeah, Sean kind of dove in on that ball. It just leaves, even if he does get the beat, what's going to happen? Sean trying to redeem himself, gets the catch. Couldn't find the target. A good 50. Crispy with some space. The guy that wanted the ball, but Zodak just shuts him down. I remember seeing somewhere in the Discord, I don't remember who said it, but they said it was Zodak's season. And it might just be as Burnsville takes a 3-0 lead. Notice a huge dunk, a even better demo. Bomber, easiest goal of his life. It's falling apart for St. Paul.
Punches Crispy out of the way. Gets the demo on him. Notice having a massive game 7. Same with Zodak. All three of them really. But Bomber's been quiet ever since that game number 3, 2, whatever you want to say. But it's been Notice and Zodak to step up. The vets of this league really showing their stripes as Crispy gets the 50. Nick into the midfield. Sean's there. Shut down by a double save from the Inferno. There's a minute and a half still to go. Burnsville, though, up by 3. And this one looks all but over, but Notice is looking for some physical plays, Ewu. And Burnsville looking alive and well.
Yeah, Nick, no boost there to even do anything with it. Crispy's awkward. He'll bang it up to Sean, but Notice just goes. Why not? Gets one more. Can he finish it? He just pops it over. Guess what? That's about 5 more seconds to tick off the clock. Crispy leaves it for Sean. A goal has to be here. Sean just misses. But Notice a bit awkward. Nick looking for bumps. Nothing there. 45 seconds. It's over. Crispy. Notice. Oh my. Almost with a beauty. He'll wrap around. Sean just clears it. And St. Paul looked defeated. Can Crispy find a goal? No. Notice. Them. Burnsville are going to the major final.
28 seconds left. You need a goal every 7 seconds. It doesn't look very likely, as I mean that is definitely the killer. The dagger is in, as the Inferno. They really fought in this series. Had to fight back to win game 6 and win game 7. They dominate it, and St. Paul, I mean, a hell of a showing from the 12 seed with a sub on the weekend. They're going to get one here, and I don't know if they still believe they can win this, but they need some kickoff miracles.
Yeah. I mean, even if they don't win this, what a run. I don't think anybody expected what they did today. I mean, 11-1 going into this series. It's incredible. Nick just whiffs. Yeah, Burnsville just waiting back. Don't want to get scored on. Notice will save. And Burnsville, the perfect split, is just one series win away.
As they're almost
Crispy
through.
with some toxicity.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame them? They took them to 7, took that team to game 5 week 1, and I mean, honestly, I like the confidence. I wouldn't disagree with them at some point. I mean, they had game 5s to start their season, and honestly, this Inferno roster, they're good. Definitely, they are good, but Burnsville, St. Paul, excuse me, really took it to them in that series. Should have put them to bed, but at the end of the day, only so much you can do. But I think overall, if you are Crispy and St. Paul, you really move on from that series. Honestly, when it comes to the ending of it, I think that they played good Rocket League, but I don't think they played their best Rocket League, and
Yeah,
that showed.
Yeah.
I mean, they easily could have taken out this this Inferno team in 6. They were pretty damn close to doing it.
Yeah, I really do think it was just a few things. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. And
For sure.
I mean, it happens. But I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the Inferno. We could be skeptical and say they went to 5 in this series and this and this and this. They win. They get the job done. And at the end of the day, your game differential could be a 0. But if you've never lost a single game, who cares? I mean, if you're undefeated, it doesn't matter how ugly it has to be. Good teams find a way to win, and that's what they did. Now, this next series, we're gonna see, but we will be bringing that to you shortly as we go to our final break before our final match of the first major between the 1 seed Burnsville Inferno and the 2 seed Green Bay Knights.
That one coming up just shortly. Sorry, you. I gotta not send it just yet. I gotta update some things, but still, I mean, yeah, it is going to be a blast of a grand final. We're going to see two great teams. Obviously, the 1 and the 2 seed, like you said, and yeah, I really think that this is going to be the series that, you know, tells us who the number 1 team in Premier is, because it's been these two dogging it out with, I mean, with Mankato, you can include them in there, but it's been these two teams dogging it out with each other about who is the number 1 team. They're really just the two that are on the top of the mountain right now, and it could be anybody's ball game. But you can send it to a break now if you want to. I'm ready
now.
now.
Let's go to a break, Stewie. Let's go.
Let's do it. Grand finals coming up in just a second. You're not going to want to go anywhere, and don't go anywhere.
Holy.
Won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. We're breaking open. Feel like your future's just begun. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together. Just lead me into your world. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together on our own. Just lead me into your world. Waiting for no one. We're headed straight up for the sun. They'll never notice. We'll take these cities on our own. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together. Just lead me into your world. We'll stay awake forever.
We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my ain't moving small. Money grows from my intuition. I just bought a crib, that's my first edition. People hate it when you claim a vision, but I use a static when I hit ignition. Hungry moves, I'm faster in a minute. I stay fresh to death, I'm in a mint condition. Forge a heat, no matter where I've been, and give me any place, and it'll be a kitchen. This how we flow to the top. I'm on a wave and it never gon' stop. I hit a 3, now we running the clock. 24 seconds, I still block your shot. I'm making this an eternal spot. Permanent stain in the flow, ink blot. Don't step to me when I get too hot. I'ma end your life and it's all you got. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my ain't moving small. Homemade flow, I'm a PVC. There ain't one player out doing this like me. Heart rate froze, check the EKG. I hate wasting time, no eventually. Routine work when nobody see it, but I ain't feel the stress, I know it's meant to be. 30 beats, I'm on a killing spree. I made every song in my discography. Yeah, that's every cent, every dollar. I ain't tryna listen to a broke scholar. Making moves to make the money taller. To the cash topping on the Eiffel Tower. Labels calling, I won't wear the collar. With my own drive, I can take it farther. Do it myself, don't ever bother. Been self-made now, shout out to my father. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my ain't moving small.
I know it's coincidental, but I'm getting kinda mental. Cause every time I'm busy, yeah, your mood goes straight south. When I try to reassemble, and you're not feeling level. But I can't be the only one that's helping you out.
We are going to go higher than ever before. We're going to fly higher here for this grand final. Ewu and I are going to take you through this premier Major 1 grand final match, best of 7. We just saw the Burnsville Inferno take down the St. Paul Senators in 7. They came from behind in that one. They might have to do more of that in this series with how Green Bay is looking, but Ewu, you know, we're still here. We're still, you know, you're still kicking. I can't believe it, honestly. You've been around for a while now, pal. As you're going on, you're having a me run is what you're having.
Yeah.
As yeah, hopefully we get you know, the series that we're looking for in this one.
Yeah. The two best teams record wise in Premier, probably the two most deserving in Premier, especially in this major. Burnsville looking to have a perfect split. Green Bay looking to get some revenge for their only loss being to this Inferno team. That one went to Game 5. This time, Green Bay has been on an absolute heater on this major, only dropping just a few games. And I mean, Burnsville, they just had a dog fight with the 12 seed St. Paul. I mean, there's not really a whole bunch to talk about. It's a heavyweight fight. It's the two best in Premier, and it's going to be a killer grand final.
I'm excited for his starting lineups. Nothing is changing as we have got our grand final set. Ewu and I are going to send them off as this series is going to kick off with a best of 7. Game number 1. I feel like the revenge tour is through with Burnsville's run. I just don't think they have it today to beat Green Bay. Green Bay has been the best they have been all season long, and they waited until the perfect time to do it. Which one of these teams is going to have the knockout punch here? As we're going to kick off game number 1 for the grand final in Major 1. Who will be the MVP? That's the thing, Ewu. There's always a player who rises to the occasion. Which one is it going to be?
Let's see. Give me Mamba for Kobe.
has to guess
Yeah.
it, but I think Zodak has had an incredible major. Same with, I mean, Notice stepped up in that last series, but Zodak has been consistent as ever for this season as Angel, Volt Destroyer, and Mamba on the side of the Knights. The Inferno, starting roster, like I said, normal with Notice, Zodak, and Bomber, the still undefeated team at technically 12-0 on the season, have not dropped a major series, and they're almost opening up game one, and that's exactly what they're doing. 59
Finally.
seconds in, Bomber has game number one's first goal.
Yeah, it was a double commit from Green Bay. And the shot went just wide. Zodak flying past it, and then Bobber just comes in and cleans it up. Green Bay today, a 4-1, a 4-2 over the Rhythm, and a 4-1 over the Buffalo. So I mean, they've earned convincing wins over everybody. It was a 4-1 over the Bemidji Lumberjacks, as no one put a hand up. They got lucky. Zodak missing that. Notice tries to play it through the corner, and Green Bay just a couple double commits and some awkward play from them to start game one, or yeah, to start. As Volt Destroyer fires towards net, and it is a tie game. Stewie, you played with him before. Do you have what it takes?
Yeah, he does. I mean, these guys are willing to call. I don't know what they want to do, but if they want to call it quits, I'm just gonna ask if they want to do a full reset, because I mean it is 1-1.
Yeah, I mean it's
But-
a tie game.
Exactly, and I don't know. They're still playing through it. Server's not the greatest, but we can get that fixed here after this game one. But unfortunately, I don't think we can reset it because technically the rules do say that you have to play through if a goal is scored. Angel will get the first the leading goal for Green Bay off that pass from Mamba, and happily to say, no, we don't need to reset it because we're winning now.
Yep. I love that. Love that. My Rocket League's currently glitched right now, and it just keeps the scoreboard up on my screen, but I sure as hell saw that. What a shot by Zodak.
Flip reset over the top, double tap, lines it up, puts it in. That is disgusting from Zodak, who has grand final experience before in Premier, on LAN and online, and I mean this time around he is stepping up for the Burnsville Inferno to keep them in. As you know, we're even at 2 goals apiece and 2:40 to go. Iwu, these teams are like two giant rams, deadlocked, horns locked, as neither one
pass
wants to give an
down.
inch.
Yeah, it was a good pass down. Volt Destroyer off his own wall. Mamba kind of trying to just get a touch. Bomber launches it long. And, I mean, when you get two teams like this, it's going to be close. You would imagine Angel just kind of touches one towards the net. It fell out to Mamba on the clear. Angel, no boost, does drop it down. Mamba again, another 50. He's been able to honestly not get anything through. No double for him. Volt Destroyer can't slot it.
Oh!
Angel tucks it in and writes a little bedtime story. 2 minutes to play. Green Bay regained the lead.
And, I mean, this team, specifically Mamba, has, been a major MVP previously, way back for this, his own Burnsville franchise and challenger in season 7. And Volt Destroyer seeing success as well with Duluth way back when in season 7. And, all 3 of these Green Bay players are lethal on the ball, especially shooting it. You cannot give them open opportunities because, again, they're like Burnsville. They will make you pay every stinking time. As a minute and a half in, Green Bay on the press. Can Zodak bail out Burnsville? And not quite, as that 50 is going to go in the midfield for Green Bay as Angel's hunting Notice on his back line. He forces him to jump twice to avoid that bump. Really the person you're going to see on the ball is Angel from a majority of Green Bay, but also Volt will spend quite a bit of time on it. But Burnsville, it can't only be Notice. It can't only be Zodak. It's got to be all three of them. As Bomber, the former challenger player, will he step up in this grand final?
Yeah, he was able to a couple times in their last series, but this one means just a little bit more, you got to think. These two teams jostling for that top team, and Premier Volt just gives it to him. Mamba does bail him out. It was a weak shot. Bomber off the ceiling, off the backboard, almost. Angel clears the danger for now. Zodak gets the full boost, beats one. Mamba will touch it. Bomber off his own backboard. What a touch by Angel. Volt for the dagger game one, way wide. Not what he wanted to see there. Mamba once more. Gives it back to Angel. Notice off the wall. He'll bang it forward. Volt awkward. Mamba bails him out again. Bomber. Ew. I don't like how I said that. Mamba just hunting Devos. Nothing there with no boost. Zodak down to Notice. High tie.
He's
Volt Destroyer
bumping.
has to make the save. Oh, he got the bump, but not on the guy with the save. Zodak air dribble shut down. Volt Destroyer gets bumped. Bomber does leave it long in the middle, but Green Bay, a scrappy 3-2 win. And they take a huge 1-0 lead in this series.
So we're going to have a server reset. Of course, that game going to end in a 3-2 advantage. And yeah, it was a scrappy win. They gave it everything that they had to hang on there at the end, as there was a chance for Notice. He did line it up pretty well, but I think that series, or this series, is going to be a scrappy series, one where the team that takes advantage of the misplays, they're going to win. I mean, they're going to score the goals. They're going to be the one that finds the back of the net. And now, I think this Burnsville team knows that they're going to give up one. But if you give up two straight, Green Bay's got the momentum. I really think Burnsville needs to clamp down here, lock in, and win this game number 2.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a huge game. I mean, it would only be a 2-game deficit, but you're not playing the 12 seed anymore. You're not playing the 16. It's the 2 seed. This is it. I mean, you have to do something. And Mamba, well, okay, he almost missed, but Mamba got the good flick. Angel does bury it, and he got the bump on Zodak. He just beats Bomber, who just dove. Angel crossbar down. 1-0. 5 seconds in. Momentum stays with Green Bay.
Mamba punts Zodak out of the way, collects the ball, flicks, and dangerous so far. Green Bay right off this kickoff again. As into that corner, Volt, huge 50. Isn't going to go through. Notice is going to have it off the sidewall. Mamba goes missing. As Angel will collect. Bomber punt it downfield. As just that one goal for Green Bay so far. Can Burnsville get going on the offense? As the 50 is going to work its way through as Zodak ties up the game. And it didn't take long.
Yeah, Zodak has been that guy. Point to the clock. It's the AM time. It's 1-1. A huge goal. He does need probably some help. But Zodak, he had that great double last game. Has the big dunk this game. And we get us tied. Kind of just like a full reset. I mean, there's so much time left. Volt Destroyer off the corner. Can he do what Water did earlier? No. That's a huge miss. Volt Destroyer has to race back. Bomber up. It's not a great touch. No follow from Burnsville. Notice. Gets one touch. Gets a second. Bomber plays it to the wall. Angel controls. Ooh. Dude,
Long day.
I'm getting tired.
Long day, yeah.
Long day,
I mean, it's been
yeah.
You've been here for a long time, a lot of hours. As you watched so many teams fall, watch teams win, advance through. As this grand final has been pretty close. I mean, we haven't seen any teams that are truly dominating. Green Bay, though, with the 1 game advantage, the no goal advantage, though. And can Burnsville get it going? Because I feel like they need a breakout game in them. One where they just put their name on it. They stamp their name on a big win. But for now, Green Bay keeping it pretty darn close. Good play from Volt. We'll sky that Notice. Don't want him on the ball. Air dribble as Bomba doesn't get the best of touches and does burn some boost for his teammates. But Volt will have it midfield. Angels there, but can't make contact on it. Notice and Zodak gonna be tasked with shutting down this offensive play for Green Bay, and Zodak does exactly that. No boost to follow up, and again, we live in this Burnsville half.
Yeah, Burnsville playing that counter-attacking style, it's worked well. I mean, it feels like they're an entirely different team than how they just were versus St. Paul. Angel! Baba will get credit for the goal, but that was absolutely disgusting from Angel.
Whew. Turns his car into a shovel and digs up the dirt underneath Paul as he'll sky it off the crossbar, give Mamba a free open opportunity. Again, on Volt off the kickoff, stealing the corner boost. Looking for a drop down pass to himself. Does go missing. The fake comes out, but notice can be tasked with making a save here. Angel towards net. Zodak and Notice combined to get the ball out as Volt will hit it towards the corner. Bomber can't really get a good contact on it. Mamba goes missing as Angel into that corner once again. Green Bay on the press as they want to turn the wrench and get that 2-goal advantage.
It feels like every Green Bay attack can be a goal, and it's not the same for when Burnsville are coming at you. And I think that's the biggest difference. Mamba kind of got a bit to the left of where you wanted to be there. Angel, air dribble once more, gives it to Volt. Volt has noticed the beat. Notice misses. Volt destroyer sends a jolt through the Burnsville defense. It's 3-1.
Punches the ball off the backboard, punishes Notice for missing, says, "Sir, you need to make contact on that, otherwise I'm slamming it to the back of your net." That's exactly what he does as the Green Bay Knights up by 2. Beautiful play from Volt as he steps up and gets them. 2-goal advantage, looking for another one off the backboard. Drop down pass. Angel is there. It's shut down. I notice as him and Zodak will get the ball out, but Burnsville has been clocked in the mouth, and they are standing back wondering what in the world happened off of that touch. As Mamba looking for a pre-jump, shut down by Bomber midfield. Zodak doesn't get really anything on that as that pass looked to be dangerous for a second, but demo coming through on Mamba will give Zodak a free shot. Easy save for Volt.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back.
Yeah, I mean, that was the cleanest opportunity that Burnsville has had all series long so far in this second game even. And, I mean, if you want to win the grand finals, you cannot be making those clean mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. Mamba will control it. Actually, just bang it away. Volt, it's an open net.
Oh!
Bomber gets back. I think Volt just wanted to leave it. Slam it home. No mercy. Bit awkward. Good save from Bomber still, though.
Oh!
What a save by Mamba. Volt will take it. Try to find Angel. Nothing there. 40 seconds. Green Bay, a chance to stamp they're going to slam their foot in the door of this series and go up 2-0 if they can close it out. What a touch by Mamba. Notice, nothing there. Bomber through the corner once more. Angel clears. 20 seconds. Needs a goal here. Mamba, not the best touch. It's awkward. It's Volt Destroyer. Once again, just scrambling back. Angel, no boost. Just killing more time. 10 seconds. Zodak, a missed touch. Bomber has to go up in the air. Does beat Volt, a double commit from Green Bay. It's going to send it long, and it's going to ice game 2. Green Bay up 2-0, and I mean we're in dangerous territory as they can't even get one at the end.
This game number 2 will end off, and Green Bay, is in control. And you see on the side of that car, better than ever. They're definitely living up to that moniker as game number 3 going to load on up soon, but I mean, how do you shut down this Green Bay offense? It just seems like they are getting better and better as the series is going on. They hold Inferno to 1 goal, and I mean, it really got to be a step up here from Notice and Zodak, but also Bomber has been quiet in this grand final so far. He's got to wake up and clear his eyes a little bit, but fully expect Green Bay to slow the game down to latter half of this series, but also I fully expect Burnsville to change up their style a little bit, because Green Bay is living in their half, Iwu. As I mean, what are you supposed to do when it just seems like your defense is scrambling to make a touch half the time?
Yeah, I mean, it's not much because you can't find the consistency on offense either. So you're just you're playing.
Yeah.
You're playing Rocket League. You're not, you're not in the game. It kind of feels like Green Bay's pulling the strings in this series, and I mean, they're technically the underdog. This Green Bay team has been on one all day, and they are just 2 games away from getting the ultimate revenge for their only loss of the season.
As Mamba will play into the corner. Yeah, and it was Green Bay. They're 7-1 on the season so far. Technically, now what? If you count the 4 games, they'd be 11-1. As yeah, they want revenge. They feel like they could have beat Burnsville and knocked them off. But I mean, we've seen so far it's been Green Bay series. They've controlled it. They've controlled the boost, hit the shots when they got in the advantage. As Burnsville, yet again, on their half, just look lost. No boost for them, as no boost for Mamba here. He will collect the mid, but chased by Notice. And poor Notice has to watch Mamba steal both of his corner boosts and the mid boosters. I mean, really great layering from Green Bay so far, as their follow-ups have been so clean. And, I mean, the demo from Burnsville will clear the line for a second, but Mamba, only 20 boost, will fake out a Burnsville defender and give Volt a little bit of time on the ball, but he has to take a 50.
Yeah. We're just doing some stats digging right here. Green Bay has not lost a game since Game 3 of the Rochester series.
Woo!
So they've lost. Yeah, lost. Did I say no games or one?
You said
They
one.
lost game.
You said no
Yeah,
games.
they lost 1 game. Yeah, okay. Holy shit, my internet is dying. Oh my god. Okay.
Are you
I should
okay, Ewu? Are you?
Dude. I'm watching the game in about 3 pixels per second.
Gotcha.
You're gonna have to take over real quick.
That's fun. You're good. You're good. No goals just yet. Mamba off that backboard, off that ceiling, excuse me, is pressuring that Burnsville defense. Good pinch from Bomber. Will pop touch Notice. Well beats as Zodak lining up the shot. Double commit from Burnsville, or from Green Bay, excuse me. It's Burnsville's chance, as the follow-up was there with Bomber, but he was beaten to the ball. Notice midfield as Mamba plays to the backboard. Bomber can't make contact on it. Angel gonna leave it for Volt. Game almost halfway done, and nobody's found the back of the net just yet. We've been living in kind of both halves, but mainly in this blue half. Burnsville having to do more of the defense. Is that 50 gonna go midfield? Volt has it red. Notice. One touch. Gonna put pressure on Green Bay, but Mamba has it cleared. Zodak may have caught out Green Bay's defense for a second. No booster, both Angel and Volt. As Notice will go, but he's dusted to the ball, and Mamba has the clear off the backboard. Where's Volt to follow up? He's not in the vicinity. Was waiting back and was waiting on Green Bay to have a clearer touch, and they don't get just yet. But the 2 minutes to go here, and we're sitting at a stalemate.
Yeah. Not all the way back, but we're trying. As Angel goes off his backboard, shut down by Zodak. It's kind of hard to cast when I don't really know what's happening, but
Try this. As I just pulled up another alternate view for you, as Volt will have that touch out of the corner. Green Bay again pressing.
Yeah, we're back
in that Burnsville half, as Notice will have one more touch. He kind of bumps Angel out of the way, but Volt has it covered. Bomber backflips. Sketchy for Burnsville, as again, couple small mistakes from them in their half lead to Green Bay, excuse me, getting a little bit more than Burnsville was offering, as the dinner plate will be full for now, as both teams locked in a stalemate. Angel running interference will force Burnsville to collect on their defensive half, and my God, Burnsville is really having to play some defense here in this game 3.
Yeah, Burnsville have been, once again, just on the defense. They've tried to hit the counter. It hasn't worked at all, honestly. Besides a few goals, it's honestly, even with them being so defensive, they haven't been scored on just yet. Now, granted, that I might have just cursed it. Woo! As Angel down to Volt. Volt puts it wide. The net was wide open. I feel like that has to be a goal. Angel gets the touch. Angel just wide. Mamba sends it through. Hold on. It's back into the orange half, but Volt to Mamba gonna send it along. Volt Destroyer does not get the touch, and we might get an OT. What a game 3 this has been, Stewie.
Yeah, stalemate. Nobody finding the back of the net at all. And, you know, we've seen this Burnsville team really just really step up defensively, show that they still have life. I think that's my camera that just died. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And yeah, it is not, but Iwu still, this game number 3, locked at, you know, a stalemate. Nobody scored. My game is currently dying, as I may have to turn this off, unfortunately, but
That's fine.
40 seconds is Mamba. 46 in, and that's all it takes. Angel off the backboard. It was actually Bomber who kind of gives the ball away. Zodak was stuck in the net, and that is a game win for the Inferno, or the Knights, excuse me. And the Knights are 1 game away from sweeping this grand final.
Yeah, but bit scuffed from the internet side of things.
Indeed,
but,
indeed.
What a shot from Mamba. Bomber he just kind of gave it away, and Angel might have not gotten the bump on Zodak in the net, but he was definitely threatening it. And now Burnsville is definitely up against it. This was their best chance, I think, and it's been squandered away.
As Angel really forced that mistake out of Bomber, and you know, you saw what happens when you give this Green Bay team any open opportunity. They make you pay. Game number 4 loading on in. Green Bay is 1 game away from clinching a sweep. Can they get it done is the thing. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be probably the hardest game of the weekend for Green Bay by far. Burnsville is going to make it as scrappy as possible. As Zodak plays by 1. We'll have a flick, a monster flick towards the net. As Notice gets the dunk. Bomber's there. He puts it high and gives Mamba pretty much a free out and a free save on that one. As the Inferno are literally on the press right now, really trying to turn the crank and get just 1 lead. I feel like if they can get going on offense, they'd really be able to stabilize on defense, because their defense has been stretched thin, Iwu, over and over again.
Yeah, Burnsville have not led since, I believe, there's about like 4:15 left in game 1. It's been a good pass by Bomber. Just nobody there. And, I mean, I think a lead would do them great, just, you know, to prove that they can win. It's just, at this point, you're playing a Green Bay team that's, they're almost unplayable at this point. They've made light work of a lot of good teams so far, and Zodak with no boost. It's a team pinch. Everything just seems to be going Green Bay's way in this series, at least.
Off that corner, Notice, huge save. Demo comes through. Bomber will put it on net. Angel has the save. Notice on the ball. Not a ton to work with. 0 in his tank. Is Angel and Mamba going to double commit? Here's a chance. Bomber. 1 touch, but he hits it backwards and really doesn't give Notice anything to work with. His Angel is full boost and Mamba is as well, and Green Bay will have that away as the pass comes across, but the shot was too weak. As another pass, Zodak's there. He puts it wide, as that was your cleanest chance again for this Burnsville side, as they cannot break through this Green Bay line.
Yeah, it's been inconsistency and just a lack of composure in front of net for Burnsville. Volt Destroyer leads it to Angel, the man they want with the ball. A good pass to Volt Destroyer. 1-0 Green Bay.
So that's all it takes. 1 little mistake out of the corner. Notice gets caught. Volt slices through, beats that second man to the ball. Just a step late is Zodak. And all it takes is one little mistake for Green Bay. Really, on championship point, major point, series point, whatever you want to say, one goal is all it will take. 2:35 to go. And, I mean, they held Burnsville scoreless in the last game. Can they do it again? As Volts, his touch going to go to the sidewall. Zodak gets some interference. Pass comes away as Angel in and out of his net will make that save. We're locked into almost a Rule 1. Zodak's there. He finds the angle. And Burnsville, a huge step up to tie this game.
Yeah, the first Burnsville goal in what feels like a long time.
Yeah, a century
Honestly.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say like about 9 minutes since their last goal. 2:17 is half a game. Major on the line. Notice. Oh, went bottom corner. It was the only one really covered, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now Mamba with the reset. Beats one. Mamba off there. The Angel takes over. Bolt Destroyer off the wall. Off the ceiling now. No other touch. Zodak a good ground pinch.
What?
Mamba. Ooh. Bomber with a good touch, or with a good beat out. Notice now with the ball. Tries to do it himself. Can't. It's going to have to be a team game for Burnsville if they want to just even get started in this series. Angel towards the backboard. Notice makes the read. Mamba, good beat. No follow for Green Bay. For what feels like the first time I'm saying that the entire grand finals. Notice not a great touch. It's out to Volt. Volt towards net. Saved, but not the greatest. Notice chasing. 3v1.
Oh!
Zodak. What a save by Mamba. To keep this game tied. A good 50 by Angel. An even better one again on Bomber. Zodak and Angel tie up. Mamba. Backboard. Angel puts it wide. He didn't have the angle or the boost needed. Volt can collect. Boosted up now. Angel downfield to Volt. He will just get one touch on an Angel. Goes those spins. Can't affect the play anyways. What is happening in that corner? 40 seconds to play. Zodak down to Bomber. It's cut out by Mamba, who's been so
Whoa!
good defensively. A double commit. And Stewie, 30 seconds to play. I mean, Green Bay have looked good, but Burnsville are hanging in there.
Yeah, as Mamba going to go missing. Steals the corner. Volt sitting on the ball, looking for another touch. Mamba kind of gives it right to Bomber as Volt will be dunked by Notice. Running interference is Angel as Zodak does make contact on that. Was stinking close to missing it. As Angel chasing Notice. Full boost, though, for Notice as he will get out. 6 seconds. It's going to go around the front half. As Burnsville
Wait.
will have to collect to the midfield line. Can they drop it? It's still going to
50.
bounce. Angel just rolling it, throw it in reverse. Let it fall. Game 4. OT. Green Bay. 1 goal away.
It took 40 seconds last time. What's it going to be this time? A pass out to Zodak off the hood of a Green Bay player. To Notice for the
Oh!
lead. No. Bobber. Can he do it? To Zodak.
Oh!
No. This goal line defense by Green Bay keeps him in it. They're trying to end this right now, but Bomber towards the backboard, saved away by Volt. The panic setting in for Green Bay. Angel just flipped past the ball. Now Mamba, first Bomber. Mamba the flick. He just didn't get the catch off the wave dash to get the speed that he needed. Notice will control through his corner. He beats Volt. Notice off the corner. Can he get another touch? No. But it goes right to Bomber, who's already up. To Zodak in the middle. Zodak just wide. Volt sends it a long way. Volt off the corner. Notice and Zodak. Oh, Mamba with a beat. With another touch. Can he find it middle? To Angel for the major. No. Notice keeps it alive. He beats one, a good 50.
It's gonna drop.
There's the finish. It's not there. And Stewie. It's end to end. It's everything we wanted out of this series. Even with it being a 3-0 lead. Oh, man, what a game.
Yeah, it's as close as possible here. Minute 30 in. Angel. Leave it for Mamba. Mid boost. Mamba pressing off the backboard. Shut down by Bomber. As Notice looking for a double touch. Volt doesn't hit the net just yet. Follow up from Angel is there. Green Bay on the press. They have an infield pass. It is Mamba. He has the shot. It's shut down. Volt is there. He puts it towards net. As notice, will slip under the 50. Will get it there as Bomber will go, and he's dusted. As Mamba may have lined it up.
Mamba.
Double
Mamba.
touch. Bam!
The Major is headed to Green Bay.
As that is the cleanest shot we've seen all weekend. One of them. As that is an unbelievable shot from Mamba to put it through. As Green Bay, yeah, they live up to the moniker, all right. God damn it. Better than ever. As they sweep the grand finals. About as clean of a win as you could possibly want. As, I mean, it was end to end. Burnsville gave it everything they had. Went to the distance pretty much in that last game. Gave it, I mean, all they could ever want. And I mean, honestly, it's shout out to Burnsville for their run. But I mean, I didn't want to jinx them, but that's their first series loss of the season, and it comes at the hand of a team that did lose to them earlier on in the season. But Green Bay, Iwu, they got revenge.
Yeah. That was about as comprehensive of a sweep as you'll see. Green Bay looked insane. They hit some great shots. But even then, when they weren't hitting the peak shots, they were just better. They were playing so well, doing the little things so well. It was great to see. And if I had to pick an MVP, I would go look at the Angel. I think he was just amazing.
I agree. I mean, all three of them were amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw Mamba, incredible shot at the end to win the game. But I don't know, man. It felt like all three players for Green Bay deserved the nod. But I think honestly, if you look at the points and you look at who was there every single time when Green Bay needed them the most, especially on defense, was the reason that they even stayed alive in that game. Was an infield pass away where Burnsville from winning the whole or from forcing a game 5. They had it won. They had the shot on target.
Yeah.
And I mean, god dang it, there was only really one player that was going to be able to save it. And that person is your major 2 or major 1 MVP, excuse me. In it's only deserving. Stepped up in multiple of the games, but also stepped up in this final. And I think we give the nod to this player. Volt Destroyer is your premier major 1 MVP. Was really the player that stepped up huge for Green Bay. I mean, had some insane overtime finishes at the earlier parts of the series, but made that key save to keep Green Bay from dropping that game. And I mean, he just stepped up when it was necessary. You could have given the nod to Angel. I really think Angel made a great case for it, but Angel was enabling his teammates so much. Allowed Volt to do pretty much whatever he wanted. And Iwu, as a result, they're major champs because of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you could give MVP to 3 players, they all deserve it.
Yeah.
They all did their thing. And I mean, we had to pick somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they'll care. I mean, the major win is hit big. They're comfortably in first place now. And I mean, I cannot wait to see. I have a feeling I will be seeing this team in another final.
I agree.
They're absolutely incredible.
You see what they're taking home, 21 total points to their season record. I mean, Burnsville's still getting 15s, so I mean, if you look at the standings, they're going to be right next to each other, holding hands the whole way. As I mean, really, nothing's going to change. Not much is going to change here for standings overall. As the big thing is Mankato getting nothing on the weekend. A massive upset there for really everything. But yeah, big points for both these teams. But Ewu, our bracket's complete. Major champs are the Green Bay Knights, and I got a feeling they're going to continue. They're going to continue through, but I want to see when I play them. I hope it's not next week. Please tell me I don't play them. Okay, good. I don't. Okay, this is manageable. I don't play them. I don't play them until. Holy crap. My God. Do I ever play them? I'm pretty sure my team already played them. I'm pretty sure we did. I can't remember, but I want to say we did. I'm not sure. But even then, Ewu, super proud of this team and how they played. They stepped up when it mattered the most. And I mean, shout out to them. They got it done. And I mean, Burnsville, you got to shout out to Burnsville too. They honestly, they gave it everything they had. I mean, Burnsville
probably deserved to take at least 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'll throw it back over to us. Ewu, I mean, we look like we just went through we look like we just went through a tables, ladders, and chairs match in WWE because we like run through here. I'm tired. You're tired. We're all tired. We're all exhausted. But yeah, I'll go ahead. If you don't have anything else to say, I'll go ahead and throw it. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining.
We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be fun.
Yeah, trade window's coming up tomorrow. It technically opens in 5 hours, so see what craziness that happens. Waivers also become a thing too. If you don't know how waivers work, that information will be sent out eventually. But really good chances for teams to make some moves. But thanks for joining us. We will see you next week for some more MCS action. Saying goodbye from Major One is Ewu and myself.
See ya.
No, but I remember we threw our fists in the air singing. I remember when we were kids, never scared, yeah. And the sky went dark, we used our hearts to guide us. You showed me you care, and I remember, yeah, I remember.